Hello, dear ones. This is Maria with you again. Today is April 5th, 2022, and I would like to talk to you today about Louise Spalding work, the work that she does with Jesus and Ananda. Just a reminder that I make videos in Portuguese, English, and Spanish. So I'm gonna put in the description of this video the link for the distribution, the playlist in English, if you want to check my other videos. So let me decrease my image and start showing my screen to you. I created a little presentation. Okay, first I like to tell you why I love Louise Spalding. She is just an amazing human being, just like you and me. And most of her problems, any of us can identify ourselves with. Sometimes we don't feel, you don't think our body as beautiful as or as lean as we wish them to be, or we have problems with our marriage, with kids, with work, and on and on. If you listen to her videos, and then you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. But all issues, problems that many of us already had or heard about. And through a very diligent work on understanding her own mind through the Course in Miracles book, she was able to remove, like Jesus say, all the dust of her mind and clean it enough to be able to channel high frequency beings like Jesus and Ananda. So those are her books, except for this one that I'm sorry I forgot to change. I was supposed to put the one in English, but I kept the one in Portuguese here. But it's the one in English that she's holding. I thought this one deserved a place here because it had such a great impact with her in her life, so I just added that, but it's not her book. And the first time that I learned about Tina, I just had a thought, why, if so many people are channeling, so many famous people, even like Saint Germain and Joan of Arc, why nobody's channeling Jesus? So that was the thought that I had. And then suddenly I started to see a lot of people channeling Jesus in YouTube. That's how your guides do. And most of them I didn't really identify myself with, but when I saw Tina for the first time, and there was a connection right away. And I was really obsessed with her work, and I would just listen. I listened to all her videos that she had for free on YouTube, and then I read all her books, and I really, and still today I'm still following her work and learning every day with the work she's doing. So she is one of the great influencers on my spiritual journey, and I'm so grateful for the work she's doing. And Ananda, if you hear she talking about Ananda, she will refer to they, them. That means just not one. It's a collective consciousness. there are many beings that joy consciousness to do this work with her. There are beings that already had physical experience on Earth. There are beings that had physical experience in other planets. There are beings that never had any physical experience in the body, and so on. So that's Louise Spalding. I would like to show you her channel in YouTube that you can also check it out. Here is her channel on YouTube. When you search for Channeling Jesus, she'll come up there. Oh, it's very slow. I'm sorry for that. She has a lots of videos there. Lots and lots of videos. And some very short, so it goes straight to the point, so you get a good message with really short time. And to them all, and each one that I listen, I learn something new. It was just amazing. And she has a website also where she puts some things there. There are her books. If you go here, for example, this one, and then there will be a link to, sorry, so slow internet today, but it will go to the it will just give you a description and then show, here it is, and the link so you can purchase at Amazon. And then, okay, let me go back to the presentation. And then you have the Mighty Networks. She created a community that is a closed community. You need to sign up to, the only way you can see what's in there if you become a member. I will just show you some screens. I'm very careful not to show anything that I'm not supposed to, but that's the main page, the home page. And then you have many topics here, many links to go. These topics here has all the, let me just explain about this one. One of the things that I feel more grateful about the community is you can create a post, you can talk to other people, and if you are in a spiritual journey, if you are in an awakening process, weird things start happening to you, weird to the rest of the population. That's most of your friends. You can't really talk to them about many of the things that start happening to you. They would not understand. But I realized that yes, I could talk with the people in this community. They're all like-minded people, and some of those weird things that might happen to me maybe happen to some of them. So that's really comforting to have a community that you can really be yourself, speak what's really in your mind, and be understood. That's priceless. And you have access to all her videos. Some of the videos are not in YouTube. So if you start now, you're gonna be very busy looking all of her videos. And every 2 weeks she has a live stream that's 90 minutes where we can make questions to Jesus and Ananda. And once in a while she'll have like seminaries that they are really amazing. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to go in person yet, but I already did online, and it's just amazing. Okay, let's go back to the presentation now. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is in 2019, she did the lessons of the Course in Miracles with us. And after she would read the lesson, Jesus would come through and give a commentary for that lesson. And the commentary was kind of making a link between the lesson and our daily problems and issues, and how could we use what we learn on the lessons and incorporate in our real life. That was really amazing, a beautiful gift that they gave to us. And then she created the 7th book. That's a transcript of those commentaries. Okay, let's go to the books. The first book is Making Love to God. Please don't be thinking that's anything pornographic. That is not at all. With this book, I was able to start getting some of those basic answer questions that I had in my video, the call. I explained that I started really to research about spirituality because I have questions that I just couldn't ask nobody that I knew, because I knew they didn't know the answer. It's like, what really is God? Please don't tell me that God is the old guy with a long white beard sitting on the cloud. My mind can't just not accept that. And who am I, where I came from, and what I'm doing here? By here I mean on earth, in this body. So when I finished these books, I was able to start finding those answers. I don't think I really grasp all there is. I don't think I'll be able to do that on the body, I'm not sure. But there was a really amazing start to really start understanding those questions. And I was so amazed that what I really wanted to do is go to a shopping mall and get like a megaphone and start talking to everybody about that book. Of course, I'll never do that because I'm kind of shy. Can't do that. I'm shy, but I'm here on YouTube. Well, but right now I'm kind of by myself, so I would do that in a one-to-one basis, and I started to gift this book even to strangers. That's how obsessed I got with this book. It's like mind-opening. I think there was one Maria before I started reading this book and another after I finished the book. That's how much my consciousness expands. And then you have great minds speaks to you, and then you say, Maria, stop her just right there. All that people is that I have nothing to do with spirit. I want nothing to do with ghosts. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I have a news for you. You are a spirit. Yes. When you fall asleep, your spirit, your soul wanders away. You are a spirit. And you don't really need to fear a spirit because they really cannot do nothing to you. The only thing they can do to you is scare you and give you bad advice that you use your free will to accept or not. That's all they can do to you. But those, for example, they have great message to us. But and then you think, oh, what message any White House can have for me? She was so disturbed in her own life. How is she? let me explain one thing. When we come in the body, only part of our consciousness incarnate on the body, and the other part remains with God. That's our higher self and has the knowledge of everything. When we are in the body, we come with two thought systems. One is the ego mind that was merely designed to keep our body alive. If there is a real threat to our life, we can quickly come up with a response and act quick. But unfortunately, we have been used the ego mind to manage our life. That's all the troubles you are getting. And then you have the internal guidance systems. That's the connection with your higher self. That's always trying to, through intuition, if you're not psychic, through intuition, through your own thoughts and feelings and emotions, is always trying to guide you to the best next step towards your life's purpose. So what happened with after you leave the body, the ego mind is dissipated, no longer exists. Sometimes some people pass and have a little time of trauma because they are still too much associated with the body. But after they can leave that trauma, and then they just realize that they are a spirit, that they are a soul, they are not the body, and they are part of God's consciousness, and they can really feel their higher self. So yes, her message is really beautiful, and it's really worth to listen to these books. And an amazing thing that I noticed about, for example, Michael Jackson and Diana, Princess Diana, they say that if they knew how much they were loved, their life would be so much easier. They would go so much easier on themselves. So that's a clue to tell your loved one that you love them. Don't just assume they know. Just tell on a daily basis, at least. Okay, and then you have Jesus, My Autobiography. Tina's books was designed to be read in sequence, at least from the first to the fifth in sequence. And the reason is each book, the first book will take you from the place you are and start opening your awareness. You start to expand your mind little by little, gently. So if you read the first two books, and then when you get to see Jesus, My Autobiography, and then you are ready to really understand and assimilate the information he's giving here. So I know you're gonna get curious. Of course, I really read the first two books really quick because I want to get to this one. So it's a must-read book, but I really recommend that we read the first two first. And then you have Love and the Map of the Unaltered Soul. So what that really means? That means that we still are a thought in the mind of God. That to the ego mind, that's just associated with the body, that thinks only on the physical, and disassociate us from our internal guidance system. And then that's really how all our suffering started. So what that really means, an altered soul. Our soul, our awareness is still there. Imagine that you are like You imagine an onion, that you have a really bright light in the center of the onion. And then throughout many lives, many incarnations, many misleading thoughts, and many things that you think or do that hurts yourself and others, is just adding layers, and adding layers. To do some work, spiritual work like that, you are just peeling those layers. You're just peeling those layers, get rid of those hateful thoughts and beliefs, and peeling those layers. When you do the last one, that's when you say you ascend. And the light blasts out and it's there, ready to go back to source. Our nature is love, because we are made from love, to love, for love. So love is our true nature, but the powers of being also knew that. So they mislead us to look for love in the wrong places, in places that we could not find, that's outside ourselves. You find love inside yourself. You love yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So first you love yourself. And also, even the definition of love, we got it wrong. Many things that we used to say it's love, if you really pay attention a little bit, go a little deep on the thought and emotion behind, it's not love at all. It's possession, it's control, it's grief, it's fear. It's not love. So this is another amazing book. It's like I would give an Oscar of the books for each one of them. Okay, and then they create a book just designed to the Western mind. That's how much we has been misled through the mainstream media and through all the teachings, school, society, everything else. And this is more about, this talks straight to our collective consciousness. I know most of you, if you're not doing any spiritual work or study, you never heard about that collective consciousness. Before I started really learning about those things, I didn't know what was that. The first time that I heard is, wow, okay, this is how it works. You have a mainstream medium telling 24/7, telling you about war. And then everybody that's connected to that, that's listened to that, will feed thought, fears of war in their mind. By doing so, they're going to create that emotion. And that emotion will create a vibration that goes to the ether. And joy all together. And guess what happened? It creates more of it, because that's how we create. We are the ones who create everything. Through our thoughts, beliefs, emotions translated to vibration. Do you think they didn't know that? I'll let you to think about that, but that's not the most important. There is a thing as collective consciousness, and this book is designed for us to understand more about. And you don't really need to worry about the collective consciousness in an individual basis of everybody. Don't try to change or to really teach each person that you meet. Your one responsibility is just with your own thoughts. Try to clean your own mind, remove the dust of your mind, Try to align your thoughts with love, and you're already doing your part. You're already contributing with this collective consciousness in a very positive way. So let's go to the next one. You can free yourself from the karma of chaos. Oh, but we're not living in chaos. What are you talking about? Oh, are you sure about that? You're not living in chaos? What was those 2 years? But the 2 years was just like the eye-opening, because we have been living in chaos for a long time. All those wars, all those crusades, people hurting people. And how about we work more than 40 hours a week? You get 50% stays with the government, and the other 50% is not really all yours, because everything that you use that money for, you pay more tax over it. So I heard that Earth is the only place that people that's born here, the people that born that's born on the planet, has to pay to live. Just think with me. Who the lands belongs to? It belongs to Gaia. Gaia is our planet. It belongs to Gaia. Did she sell any part to anybody? How it suddenly belong to somebody that they can sell to another? How that happen? Also, most of the food, if it's not the one, the GMO, generic engineer, that I learned that I need to really to get away from that, they also come from the earth. They also come from the earth. But we were taught, we were encouraged to be dependent on a system to feed us, while we could be growing our own food. But this book there is concepts on this book that I never had heard in any place else. I'm not really tell you what it is, because I think you should read the other books first. I'm sorry for that. But even though it's tell you the things that was really wrong in history and the way we have been misled, it's always have a positive message. And how can you get away from it? How can you really own your experience here? By learning how to manage your own thoughts. If you don't do it, somebody else will do it for you. That's what we have been doing for thousands of years. So it's really worth to start to educate your thoughts and pay attention what kind of emotions and vibrations you are sending out there. So, and then you have the 7th book, that's A Year of Forgiveness. This book is a transcript of Jesus' commentary that he did with Tina in 2019. And I think I already explained that he would, after she read the lesson, he would give some commentaries that to link the lesson with our daily problems, with our day-to-day life. And this is a companion book for A Course of Miracles book. And A Course of Miracles book is like those lessons I have been doing for the 4th year, and this year I'm doing Portuguese online. and it's really, really worth. It's really worth, and there is nothing better than peace of mind. So those lessons were designed to take your mind away from fear and reconnect with love, peace, and happiness. That what you really are. Because God is happiness, peace, and love. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope I got you a little bit inspired to go and start reading her books. Check her YouTube channel in all the videos that she has available there. And if you feel that you want to get even more involved on her work, make part of, be a member of the Mighty Networks. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Just remember, I have other videos and I'm putting the link of the playlist in English on the description of this video. If you subscribe and you suddenly start seeing lots of videos in Portuguese, you are not in the wrong place. I do have videos in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much. And